Yeah,
So my first topic is talking about maintaining a healthy relationship. This is what everybody needs to, get into because it's just the dating world out here is just sad.
definitely. The dating
What you
world is
think?
sad.
I mean, we in a different age range, I'm, my 40s and you in your 30s, so
That's true.
we just dealing with two different things. The first one is communication and reciprocation. I mean, like, I feel like it's not a lot of that, especially, of course, with men. I feel like they have a problem with communication. Now, how can you collaborate on that?
I feel
Because
like
I know.
I don't know. I feel like big man. I feel like a lot of men got a problem with communication. I feel like some men got a problem with communication. Not a lot of men.
Okay.
Like, where can we start with this? Like, because I can't really I can't vouch for every man. I only can vouch for my damn self.
That's true. That's
So
true.
it's like because a lot of men just have a problem with communication just because shit. Like I said, they still trying to find they trying to find, which like what we going with this
So I
communication part?
think, far as communication and just relaying the right information for the women to, you know what I'm saying, accept because a lot of times, with the texting and just saying like, communicating where how you feeling, they don't really express their feelings. So
Mm.
that's one thing with the man. He don't express his feelings.
So, I mean, one thing about the men, they actually locked up in their feelings. They locked up in their emotions and all that stuff. So it's hard for them to express. So and another thing, the women gotta bring like a safe zone for them to express themselves too. So if they feel like the woman not have it's not a safe zone for them to express themselves, they won't express themselves. So they just sit around and actually keep everything to themselves there, or they start looking for somebody else to talk to. They start looking for
Okay.
one of their friends to talk to or something like that. So they don't have the communication with you, but they start having the communication with somebody else.
So you
And
saying the woman don't make the man feel comfortable as though he is the man, he is the
as in he could talk about certain things. So like that's why men keep things to themselves because it's all about being dominant.
yeah,
They not it's certain things they don't want to feel weak. So
that's
it's like,
true.
all right, so if I communicate about this, I'm gonna feel weak. So it's like a man would be like, all right, I ain't gonna communicate about certain things. So certain things it'll get held back until they can figure out a certain way they communicate it. But by then it'd be over. You ain't
Yeah.
even thinking about it no more. You ain't think about what you thought about or what you asked or about that communication part and everything. And that's where they get lost. And instead of trying to actually push it out of their man,
Mhm.
they get lost and be like, man, he's just not communicating. But that's not it. That's not the thing. It's not that. It's just certain things he don't want to tell you. He might not want to tell you everything that's going on.
Yeah, I think also it depends on the woman. If, like you said, if they haven't found themselves as a woman, they kind of like attached to the man. You know what I mean? They attached to that relationship, and they expect the man to be everything for them.
Yeah.
And sometimes the man is going through certain stuff too, where as though they can't communicate. So I feel like women can step up too and kind of like express that, hey, I know you've been kind of quiet and stuff like that. Is anything going on with you? Instead of like lashing out and like going crazy and
Yeah.
busting out windows. You know what I'm saying, ladies?
For sure. For
Busting out
sure.
windows. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would be one thing with it. Also, when the willing to grow as with your partner and stuff, that's another thing. We go through all these changes, as growing. If you were somebody for years, they turn into a different person, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, am I want to grow with them, or I'm going to say, let's get a divorce or let's break up, or I'm going to try to figure out what's going on with this person. Most of the time these days, they just like, I'm gone, I'm
Yeah. They
divorced.
clock out. Yeah. For
So
sure.
not communicating, that plays a part in it too.
Yeah.
So I think that would be something to think about, when you feel like your partner is like, not they self and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
check in with them. Maybe I can go, get a counsel or go see the pastor or whatever,
Yeah.
your preference is. So I
See,
think that would help.
yeah, for sure. And I see the thing about it with relationships now, they don't do how they used to do back in the day. Like even with communication, like, so, like, not even saying that they used to do it back in the day. It's just like now it's so much with this technology and stuff. You get confused and you get lost into your relationship. You don't know what you got going on in your real relationship because you paying attention to somebody else's relationship, or you see some type of happiness in somebody else's
Mm-hmm.
relationship. So you
Yep.
never really know what's going on in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think there's a lot of problems with. A lot of people seeing a lot of stuff on the internet. A lot of people seeing a lot of stuff where a lot of people talking about it and stuff like that, and they feel like it's a part of their life.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know. It's just like, I don't, like I said, we can create our own life, but I feel like a lot of people take this stuff and be like, oh man, that's a part of my life. Well, I should be doing that, or
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing that, instead of defining their own life. And
Exactly.
that's where the biggest problem come, I feel, too, with relationships. So, and I feel like it got a lot to do with the men too,
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure this stuff out too. But like I said, you can't figure out none of this stuff by yourself.
That's true. You gotta go, like you said, you gotta, you have to know yourself too. Knowing yourself is so important, because like if you haven't grasped the life for you and learned your own self and look within, and it's gonna be hard to continue a long-term relationship. Even like people that started off when they 20s and got married,
Yeah,
and you see at the mid of a marriage, they go through something, or
that's
whereas though they
true.
separate and they get back because they say, "Oh, I can't do this no more," and they don't even know why. You just had that feeling like I need to find myself,
That's true. That's true.
So this is coming from experience. So it's just like you have to kind of like know yourself and know what you want actually, because you don't really know what you want.
Yeah. And
And
that's why I said that's where we get lost at, because we really don't know what we want. And I was saying that in like one of my other my videos and stuff. I was saying that we get lost. I mean, well, we lost, but right now in 2026, everybody trying to find each self. They trying to
mhm.
find themselves all types of different ways, even with relationships. But they know it's so harder to find relationships because they not now they getting used to spirituality. They trying to find
Yep.
more other stuff. They trying to find something about astrology or anything
Mhm.
else. So it's harder to get in tune with yourself when we got all these distractions.
Yep, that's true.
So,
That's so true.
I know.
Yep. So let me see what other topics we got going on here, YouTube. I'm going from my little page, wrote down some stuff. So we're gonna go through that. Let's
Yeah, we
see.
can go topic by topic, topic by
Yes,
topic.
yes. Talk about that. I might cut that part out.
Oh no, you good. Cut that part out. That's how they be too.
It's another one I wanted to talk about. It's so also with communication, how to properly and effectively text in relationships, because that can cause a lot of issues too.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not gonna say it's both men and women. I'm not gonna say that it's just men that do it, but that can cause big problems, especially when you're not focused, and or you might be out with the ladies, or the guy might be out with the guys, and they just like whatever. Oh, she getting on my nerves, so I'm just going to text back anything, or not even text back.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe you could help me with this for the men. So it's like sometimes what I've experienced in the relationships is that I am more communicative, with the men. I mean, that's just my thing. I'm just always communicative when I'm in a relationship. But I feel like past of the men was not communicative, especially in a text or something. They would not like give all the info. It's just like little pieces, and for me to put together. And when I put it
Hmm.
together, it's always a big thing. It's always a negative thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because they don't give me all the information I need to be like, okay, I get it. That sounds good.
yeah, and that's also revert back to what we already was talking about of just sugarcoating stuff. I'm not sugarcoating stuff, but like shadowing certain stuff from you. It's like you might have asked a question, but they give you a 2-word answer.
Hmm.
Now, that's not the answer you're looking for, and that's the funny thing about it. It's like we we would we would like, what can I say, like we ask a question, and in our brain we start creating the answer already.
Mm.
So when you give us the answer that you ain't gave us, that we're not expecting it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
We start creating the answer. So we ask it, like, and that's being human. We ask a question, but we had already answered it in our brain. But when you answer it back, you're not giving the right answer. So that's all the bounce down in communication too. So
Yeah.
it's all about accepting too. So accepting what he guys say,
Yeah.
or accepting what you guys say to move forward to a next to something else. So sometimes I feel like that you get stuck on thinking about the communication instead of
Mm-hmm.
actually attempting to communicate.
That's
If you get what I'm
true.
saying,
Just
like you look at
make sure you say something, but it may not be the right thing.
yeah, it might not be the right
Yeah.
thing, and even if they not giving you back the right thing, you starting to understand them. So now I start take pieces off books. I'm like, okay, maybe they not giving me back the right. So I just keep asking the same thing. So maybe actually, because
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like as a man to actually get something out of him, you gotta ask him multiple times. If you ask him once or twice and you just let him get away with it, he gonna run away with that answer. He gonna run away with his lies and all that stuff. But
That's
if
true.
you force him his back against the wall, he gonna say something.
Yeah, I
He
have
gonna say
experienced
something.
that though. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I asked you 3 questions, but you only respond with one answer.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day, I'm like, I repeat that question that I asked. I said, you
Yep.
never answered that. And then they answered. I'm like, well, you probably didn't want to answer that particular question, but you was forced to answer it.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's how I be feeling
I get
too.
that part.
That's
I
how I be
get that
feeling
part.
too. That's
And then
true.
also like, so when sometimes a woman would text like a whole paragraph and the man would text two is like 2 words, and I'm like, is this how you feel, really?
Yeah. It's
That
like
bothers me.
well, with me, when I do certain like things like that, I just don't want to put more energy into what's going on in the situation. Maybe I don't want to fire up more and more,
Okay.
it's almost like putting it's almost like putting gasoline or something on the fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to keep bulging the flame. I'm trying to let it die down maybe, then come back and
Right.
get to it. And a lot of people like they want that answer
But the women
right
feel
there,
like you
there.
avoiding it, and rather
That's why I
than
said
letting
they
it
want that
die
answer.
down.
They want
Are you
that answer right
avoiding
then
it?
and there. And I'm not
Yeah.
mad. I'm not mad because I feel like that's wrong too, be on both
Right.
sides. Because if I answer a question, I want that answer too. So I'm not taking up for the men, but I'm just saying that that's where they fall at. Like it's like almost like it's like putting more fire, put more gas on the fire,
Okay.
just flaming it up, keep flaming it up over and over again, but not even trying to put it out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And sometimes women come off as more aggressive. So like they a man will just lie because of how aggressive you coming on, not wanting to hurt you, not wanting to do this. Maybe you coming on too aggressive. I feel like if people had the right way to communicate, everything would get talked about, everything would get established. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
all that. Why you do this and now
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm coming off like, damn, should I tell her what I did? And it's about to
Mm-hmm.
go, it's about to get something bigger. Or if you come to a man like, oh, real cool, like maybe shit. If you thought about something like, oh yeah, we about to go out and maybe go to a park and be like, man,
Mm-hmm.
I seen this stuff in your phone and stuff, just come real chill. That's where a man come off and be like, damn, I don't even know if I should be doing this no more.
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
just relaxed about it. I don't know if she cheating on me. It's just like it's more of a thought thing for a man. But if a man feel like that you gonna be rah-rah and all that stuff and
They
about
not
this
gonna go
situation,
through it.
they
They're
ain't gonna
not gonna
care.
say
They
anything.
honestly they be ready to
Mm-hmm.
get out. They be ready to get out, but they stay in a relationship too, just because of this situation.
Yeah, I
That's
feel like also women sometimes when they not secure about a lot of things in their life and stuff. And I'm gonna say this from experience that I've been through, from when I was in a relationship before, that I actually kind of like went within myself, and spirituality, kind of changed me a lot. Not I can say kind of, it did. So far as relationships, I feel like when you insecure and you don't know yourself as well, you are quicker to like jump off and just blame other people for everything instead of looking within yourself to see how you can do this different,
yeah,
or how you can respond different, because it mostly hurts yourself when you do that. It doesn't really hurt the person. You hurting yourself because you frustrated now and they cool. They
yeah,
going about their day. You still frustrated.
yeah,
So I had to find a way to make myself not frustrated with things,
yeah. That's
you know,
smart.
and just be like, that's their problem. It's not mine. Instead of saying vice versa.
Yeah,
So that's another thing, as far as the communication thing. But chat, let me know how you feel in the
yeah,
comments about everything. Cause everybody got their different opinions. This is just a
yeah. Definitely.
generalized, kind of like a balanced thing. Cause I'm a Libra, so I'm trying to balance it out. So let me know
It's
how you feel in
crazy.
the comments about that. You got anything else to say? Anything
Nah, I
subject?
ain't, I ain't got nothing
It
else
for
to say.
today.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
Like honestly, y'all, this was definitely just a pre-take.
Yeah.
We definitely trying to get everything together. This is actually the
Yeah.
first take, so y'all already know, man. If y'all knew, y'all like this, man, y'all already know we gonna have more
Yeah, we're gonna come through with a lot of good stuff.
for sure.
Giving y'all chances to give me information, that y'all want me to talk about, and spread it out. So it's not just gonna be me talking and my experiences, because everybody got their different experiences. So give y'all a chance to, join in and give me an opinion or however y'all feel about things. So just the first run through.
For sure, first take, y'all.
Yep.
Give us a break.
Yep.
First
Please.
take, dog.
I'm trying to look my best, but just a little something. That's it.
I think it's gonna be good, though. I think it's gonna be good. We're gonna have a good season with this, y'all, for sure. We're gonna definitely name them episodes. We're gonna be talking about relationships, all types of stuff, spiritual, all different types of journeys that people be going through. And we might even talk about some viral stuff on here. We just try and vibe it out, get some followers, get some subscribers, get people in the family, man.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
All right, y'all. We out, man.
All right. Yeah.